You go first.
Oh. Hey, fatties and daddies. Welcome back to Homo Hetero podcast. I'm here with
Michaela,
Ginger Crotch, and and Aaron.
We want to thank everyone who came back from our last episode and for all the support and positive energy and chakras and vibes that we've gotten. Yeah! Thank you so much. Thank you for 1 million subscribers. But seriously, you guys should definitely share our podcast.
Yeah, listen to us on Spotify, subscribe to our YouTube.
But if you didn't listen to our last episode, you should definitely check it out. Me and Aaron talk about 3 boys that we both have liked, and we've received many guesses as to who they are.
I just want to thank and give a shout out to Frida, my homegirl, because she did not care that she was in our last episode as the ex-girlfriend. She loved it, she shared it, and she is living through it.
Shout out to her and her homies who have been listening to our podcast. Sorry, hold on, I need my candy cane.
She's just stuck on something.
Okay, so this episode is 66 Trashed. So in today's episode...
Does it sound like applause?
Yes. So in today's episode, me and Aaron will be talking about the nastiest, dirtiest pieces of trash that we have hooked up with in the 626. So we're going to have Mr. Aaron start us off.
We're going to be calling him Prancer because he's a dancer. So I met this guy first on Grindr. Copyright/trademark. The devil works hard, but they work harder. So I first met him on Grindr, and baby, he has a good body, girl. If you're in the local area, you probably seen his profile, girl. It is yummy. Eat it up. But anyways, so
damn, you're out of breath already.
I know, girl. I can't breathe.
Yeah,
just thinking about it. That's making me tired, girl. It was a workout that night.
He's such a fucking liar. He's such a liar.
Oh, this was at a time where I was on Tinder, Bumble, Raya, Wolf. I was on every damn Christian Mingle, Match.com, eHarmony, any app for dating. I was on it, girl. So we matched on Bumble, and then we started talking, and we're like, cool, like, he seemed really cute. You know, I was kind of feeling him, and he was like, do you want to hang out? So I said, yeah, let's go get boba. So
okay, so you've already seen each other on Grindr.
So we've seen each other on Grindr. We've seen explicit photos of each other. But then nothing happened that night that we were texting. Then a couple days later, or weeks, he matches me on Bumble.
Okay, destiny.
Right?
Okay, fault in our stars.
And he told me, he's like, yeah, I remember you, blah, 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 blah. It's just a gay thing. That's, you know, if you're a gay and you're listening to this, you know, most of the time the first place you're gonna meet someone is like Grindr. I told Prancer, let's go boba. And if you know me, you know my favorite boba spot. If you follow our Homo Hetero podcast IG and you comment or DM us with a guess on the location, then you get to ask me one question about the story So my friends ended up following me on this date, which they've never done that before. This is my first time, so I was even more nervous because I'm a little, even though I seem like I'm maybe outgoing and stuff, I'm shy, okay? So I was really shy. I was really nervous. I hadn't been out with a guy in months, girl. There's cobwebs down there, girl.
It's
this
dusty.
is around Halloween time, and I had the decorations out.
The imagery. Wow.
He was actually really sweet, but I was upset because this is really specific. But he had texted me. He's like, "Hey, I've actually never been on a date with a dude," and I told him, "Oh, this is a date," and he said, "Oh yeah, I thought it was a date," and I was like, "Oh." And I was like, it can be a date if you want it to be. So I dressed up, like, not super nice. I didn't, like, go, like, 10s. But I did give a little more effort than just what I would have worn, like, you know, some sweatpants, show the ass off, period.
Oh, but he didn't.
But he did not. He came to the date with wet hair. He was just out of the shower, a hoodie, and sweatpants with no underwear under.
Which we find out, how did you know that, Aaron?
Baby, because that thing was swinging. It was like the little Liberty Bell.
Oh my gosh, I can come in on this part because from my perspective, if you couldn't guess, I'm the friend who followed Aaron. We followed Aaron, and we see his date before Aaron sees him. Honestly, we were like, okay, he's cute. He was just a little shy boy, and like, he was probably like so scared because it was his first date with a boy.
He was so nervous.
But like, he like made eye contact with us, and he knew what was up. And then we're not that slick. And so we're just kind of like watching them. We're right behind them in line. This is like the first time I've ever seen that place so unpacked. It was like God wanted us to
dead.
be there. Like he wanted us to stalk and hear his voice and hear how they interacted with each other. Ah!
So then we got our boba. I paid. So we sat outside and bitch, it was cold. It was nippy, girls, and the nips were hard. They were bursting through the shirts. But he was like, why are you so quiet and blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know, like, I'm just really shy and stuff.
That's so weird if you know you.
Yeah, but like when I first meet people, I'm so shy because I feel like subconsciously I'm scared of my first impressions because I always feel like people just think I'm like a bitch or something.
Well,
but
you're
then,
big on first impressions too.
yeah, like I love first impression. So we talked and blah blah, and he kept saying like, oh, it's kind of cold. Like, do you want to go to the car? I have different standards. If you're telling me it's a date, if you're telling me we're friends with benefits, if you're telling me it's just a hookup, like I come with a different mindset. If it's a date, then I'm gonna probably not try to like hook up with you, which just spoiler alert, it did happen. But so anyway, so we ended up going in my car. Then once we got Taco Bell, I parked the car, and then I remember I was trying to avoid Michaela and our other friends because I saw they followed me to freaking Taco Bell.
But
And
he didn't know
I'm
that.
telling
He
you,
didn't know that.
we're in the 626, but we drove 2 cities away.
Well, from my thing, I have Aaron's location because best Eagles. I thought that Aaron was taking this person to like a makeout spot. So let me just tell you this. If you want to hook up with Aaron, you will hook up in the Taco Bell parking lot and you will not be hooking up looking at the stars.
I get out of the drive-through and I'm like, let me park here because I was like, I saw a car and I thought that was Michaela. So I was like, I'm far away enough where they're not gonna see anything that happens if it does. Which I still wasn't planning anything, but I could tell that something was gonna happen because like we started getting closer to each other. Like, you know, like when your faces start getting close and stuff like that.
Oh no!
And like he was like holding my hand and putting his hand on my thigh and stuff.
While you're driving?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So then I was like, oh, okay. And yeah.
Not me liking it. Okay, continue.
So then we started making out, and then I see freaking Michaela. I park exactly where she can see everything. I'm not even kidding you. My car was literally not even parallel, but diagonal to her. Like, we were mirrored.
Okay, so this guy goes in for it. Like, cause this poor kid, he doesn't know. He doesn't know better. He doesn't know that Aaron's insane friends followed him. And so we're starting to watch them and it is getting steamy. And I was like, oh my God. I did see like a little sneak peek and then I was like, you know, I feel like I'm ruining a moment. And so I left.
Anyway, so we went back to the boba shop because his car was over there. And girl, we hooked up. End of story. But this is why this person is trash. Because when we like talked on the date, he says like, I just feel like maybe like we should just talk and see where things go. And I was like, yeah, so maybe next time we should go on a real date, like a real actual date. And he's like, yeah, that'd be really fun. So I was like, yeah, we should go to a drive-in because spoiler alert too, if you ever hook up with me, I take all my dates to the same, I have a little rotation, girl.
What are you talking about?
All my dates have been at the same place. Like, I literally have a rotation. Like, I'm like,
What
drive-in,
place?
talk about boba, drive-in, talk about
Oh my gosh, same.
boba. So,
Oh my gosh, same. Wait, look, this one is.
you just said it!
Oh, sorry.
You have to say the same boba shop.
This one started the same boba shop.
Uh-huh.
And then that's when it happened. And then this one was at a drive-in.
Uh-huh.
I need to hit Taco Bell. I've done
Well, you
In-N-Out.
did Del Taco. Which
Yeah,
is almost,
I've done
which
Del
is
Taco
because
parking
of that
lot.
area
Yeah.
is the white version. But,
Oh.
So see, if you guys don't believe me and Michaela are besties, that just proves it to you even more.
So yeah, basically Prancer's trash because
Later on, and then he's like, I'm just having the worst day ever. And I was like, what's wrong? And then he said that he got fired from his job. So he's like telling me all this stuff and he's like, yeah, I just feel really bad. So I felt really bad. So I told him, hey, if you want, I can go pick you up because he's in the local area. And I was like, I can just take you out for a drive or we can just go get food or something. And then he said like, oh, sorry, like I'm busy, blah, blah. And then I talking to him about like going out and then he says, yeah, let's go out the next day. So I got ready and everything. I was all excited and I even came to Michaela's house, remember? And I was like, oh my gosh, guys, like, do I look okay? And blah, 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 and all this stuff because I was really excited to hang out with him because I really thought he was cute and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was at Michaela's house like until midnight and he still had not texted me. And he was saying that we were gonna meet at like around 8, like I was gonna pick him up. So I literally removed him from Snapchat. So then he texted me on Bumble the next day. He's like, hey, like, I'm so sorry, what's wrong? Like, how can I make it up to you? And blah, blah, and like all this BS. And I was like, how about you just be like a considerate person? Like, don't waste my time. Because I told him, I was like, we're both busy people. Like, it's ridiculous that, like, I work, I go to school, and like, I understand you are doing the same thing. But Like, you need to respect my time, and I'll respect your time. Like, it's just not cool.
Yes.
She caught us a nine.
Psych, bitch.
We can't record you. We're busy.
Well, I'm gonna just stay here until you can.
Welcome back, Big Titty J. Surprise,
Big
surprise.
Titty J.
She's here.
Yes.
Is that
You're so mean.
is that everything on Prancer? Hello, people of the future. Michaela editing here. We would like to just let you know that Erin is a dumb bitch and actually just hooked up with Prancer a couple of days ago, which was a week after this podcast taping. So, if there's really any life lesson to take from today's episode, it is to not listen to a single word that comes out of our mouths. Okay, next on our list for 66 Trash is my story. This is my first kiss story.
Ew, what nasty.
We're gonna call him Mr. Sus. You guys can interpret it any way you want to interpret the name. He is the cousin of the trashiest person in the 66. He's not from our town. So he was in town and his cousin posted a snap with him and I thought he was cute. So I slid up and I talked to his cousin about him and then he just like hooked it up between the two of us and it was very much like an arranged meeting.
Of death. Or meeting of hell. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, and so I thought like the first thing that we could do was get boba, and so I took him to the same boba shop that Erin took Prancer, and I even offered to pay too, but then he said it was fine, but he didn't pay for mine. Okay, so this is the second game. If you guys can guess where Michaela had her first kiss in the 626, it's very common. I'll give you that hint. Then I will answer any question that you ask us.
And we mean an actual location, not like an object. You know?
What?
Because they could say your car.
Oh.
But it has to
Well,
be the
spoiler
actual-
alert, it was my car.
I know, but it has to be the actual location.
Yeah, no.
Like, I need, like, Fajardo Park.
Yeah, give me...
Give me Carolyn Rosas. give me Big Lots Alley.
Give me the catwalk.
Anyways, so Mr. Sus and I, we go to a random street at this location, and it was just really weird, and he asked me, like, if I wanted to go to the back, and so we went to the back. I was like, I don't know if we should do this. Like, I don't think I can do it. And then he had me close my eyes. And then he just did it. And it wasn't bad. And so then a first kiss turned into a full-on makeout session. And then I had my first makeout session with Mr. Sus. And then he went back home.
Think like Titanic,
tongue?
steamy
Yeah.
coach wagon.
It was with tongue. And then he went back home. Oh, I gave him a lot of hickeys because I didn't know that was like a no-no.
What a horror.
I didn't know it was a thing. And so I gave him a lot and his mom saw or whatever. But I mean, it's
You're
irrelevant
gross.
to
That
me.
just turned me off so much. My dick went inside of me.
Yes, vagina.
Like, just thinking of
Guys,
you.
I was 17. Leave me alone. Oh my god, I was 17. Okay, yeah. Okay, fine.
Heathen.
There. You have it. I had my first kiss at 17. And it was fine. It was okay. It was a first kiss. I guess he's only actually 626 trash by familial relationship because we over here at Homo Hetero hate his cousin. And so by association, he's 626 trash to us. But speaking of me and Erin's cycle of dates, it goes into Smells, which is my second person. Smells is not from the 626. Smells is from the 909.
I can't believe you're talking about it.
She got hoes in different area code. How does the song go?
Yeah.
No.
He does not listen to this podcast. He doesn't have enough brain cells to listen to this podcast.
Here.
So
And if you are listening, it's you. Wash that shit. You know what you need? You need Dr. Bonner's spearmint. Have you seen it on TikTok? It makes your ass minty. That's what you need, baby.
So if
Is
you
it Dr.
couldn't
Bonner?
guess by the name Smells, this is actually
You're killing me, Smells.
So Smells and I met because of my sister Shayla, which is like, okay, there you go, you guys. That's like.
Ow, 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 ow. She's sexy if you didn't know.
Yeah, Shayla's a six,
She's
but
taken.
she's taken. Me and Smells went on our first date in the 909 and we got crepes together. And then our second date was at the drive-in where Mr. Aaron takes all of his prospects. We went to the drive-in and that's just where things got very hot and heavy very fast. I couldn't tell you the titles of the movies that we watched. They were like scary movies back to back. We talk for about a month and then out of nowhere he starts lagging on me. I'm not someone to be ghosted by someone. And so I stopped talking to him.
She's not someone to be ghosted.
I'm not someone to be
She's a
ghosted.
sophisticated lady.
But seriously, around the first couple of weeks of my second year of college, he was texting me about like just hooking up. And I was like, oh, sure. I'd never seen his, what's the word to call it?
Pencil.
I hadn't seen his pencil.
'Cause he
And
got
so
the
I was
pencil, girl.
very suspicious. I wanted to see how it looked. And so I agreed. And then I said, no, I'm an independent woman. And
Yeah,
I
no,
don't-
this bitch was fucking Helen Keller at the drive-in because she didn't see it. She just touched it. And-
that should have been my red flag, ladies, because my fingers, I could feel them on the other side. You know what? Whole audience, everyone stand up. I want you to put your hand in an O shape. I want your thumb to touch your middle finger. And now I want you to scoot a little closer because that is exactly
Just grab a
how
pencil
I
or
felt.
pen. That's how small
Yeah,
it is.
so that's why we call him Pencil Dick. And I hadn't seen his pencil at the drive-in. And at first I agreed, and then I texted him and I was like, I'm independent, I am a strong woman, I do not need to hook up with anyone. And then a couple days later I was like,
Yawn.
I'm very dick deprived. And I was like, you know what, let's like meet up tonight. And so we met up, he got himself Del Taco.
Not even
It
Taco
wasn't even
Bell.
Taco Bell, guys. It was Del Taco. So he got himself Del Taco, and then he took me to the elementary school parking lot where my poor baby brother attends
So
school.
illegal.
Shut up.
And he ate his quesadilla in peace, washed it down with some water, and then he just started kissing me. And, you know, it was a dark, dark time, and
Did
I
you
was...
pop him in?
Nope. And so we started making out, and then when it was time to go to the back, there were boxes of pizza because he's a DoorDash worker. And so he has to like throw everything in the front, and he has the smallest car, so he has to move all his seats to the front. And then my dear old man, my pops, my father, he calls me while I'm in the middle of making out with Smells. And that's fine, whatever. And then let's just say Smells is not good at he's not good at giving. And so I was like, you know what, I will give. And so I went down into the trenches, and the trenches
Down.
were
Bam. If you took history class, the trenches had athlete's foot, feet falling off from Genghis Green. It had mold. It had rats. It had dead bodies.
Thank you, Erin. But yes, I was in the trenches, ladies and gentlemen, and it was
And anything in between.
disgusting. And I was gagging, not from anything but the smells and the fumes that were inserting my nose. And that is, yeah, hey, you know what? You would think that's the last time I'd hook up with him. But it's Michaela, so. And then a couple weeks later, he wants to go get ice cream, so we get ice cream together. And then for some reason, maybe it was the twinkle of the stars, maybe it was the Bible verse I was reading the night before, but something was telling me this man has changed. He had a different cologne. He was wearing an attractive hoodie. And I was
Not an attractive hoodie.
and I was entranced. And so then I was like, you know what? It's gonna happen. And then he asked me to go to his place. He wanted to show me his apartment. And I thought that just meant he was gonna show me his apartment. But all of his friends left. And then and then we had fun. And then I did not give at that event. That was more of a receiving event. I did not give. And I stand by that because that is the last time that we have talked to smells, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between.
Happy birthday.
So, speaking of stinky, smelly,
Dirty.
disgusting, dirty,
Nasty.
trashy, is our last person, Shooter.
This one is so juicy, ma-goosey, little silly goosey, silly. Grab your popcorn. Grab your chamoy gummies. Grab your tea. Grab your whatever. Yes, grab your Takis. Grab your Maruchan. Grab that Valentina. Because this is it, baby. This is the grand finale. So, Shooter went to school with me and Michaela.
I was like, who would ever date him? And then
Okay, I
along
didn't date
came
him.
my little friend Aaron.
But during high school, we never had any interaction or nothing. But I remember I did think he was cute in high school, and Michaela and my friend group bullied me. Okay?
Yes,
Like, straight
very
up
much
bullied.
so. We were like,
But I just had one class with them, and I just, you know, when you just see them gym shorts and it's just swinging and it's just
yeah, I wasn't
gondola.
there for that.
I was on Tinder, and Shooter adds me on Snapchat, and I recognized his name, but I was like, what the heck? Because us gay people know, and it probably happens to girls too, but you just know when you get that random ad.
Yes.
Something is up. Something is up. Something is up. So I was like, nah, it can't be him. But it said that we had like freaking 30 plus mutual friends on Snapchat. So I was like, damn, it might be him. And I kind of got excited because it had been a while since, you know, I got like a little frisky. And I also remember that I kind of had a crush on him in high school. He said, hey, and I said, hi. And then whenever someone random adds me on Snapchat, I say, pics. Because that's the first thing. That's the first thing you have to say because you want to know what they look like. Because if they're ugly, why waste my time? They're about to get blocked. So Shooter and I talked, and you know, he thought that was bomb. He was like, you know, I just saw you and I knew that I wanted you, and I was like, period, who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? Period. We were just talking, but I could tell that he was scared. Like, he would say like, oh yeah, come over right now, but then he would switch up. So I was like, you know what the whatever. I was like, when you're ready, you let me know and we'll make it happen. So finally, my dad basically went on a vacation for a whole week, so I had the house to myself. And I remember I was like, this is the perfect time to get him up in here, girl. So he texted me, yeah, let's do it. So I remember, guys, that day I dared, I shaved.
Yeah.
I got a haircut the day before. I did everything. I put candles, I put mood lighting. I did a whole moment because I just had everything. Condoms, I had a whole bag. I had everything ready because I was like, you know, if it happens, that if I lose it to him, like it happens.
I thought, okay, so my thing is that when, as you know from last episode, #Virgin Squad over here. Our thing that me and Aaron talk about all the time is that if we lose our virginity, it has to be, I'm like, if we lose it, because honestly, is it a win? We don't know.
Me and Michaela might just
Yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen in the near future. Anyway, so our thing is that when we lose our virginity, we have like a couple criteria. It has to either be with someone super ridiculously hot, either has to be a celebrity. Either you have to be in a relationship with that person for a long time and have like a good foundation of trust. Or it has to be a story. Like a story for the books.
I settled.
And that is why we were like, Aaron, you know what? 1 out of 4 boxes is still 1 box.
Yeah.
It's still a check mark. And we were like, Aaron, you're going to lose your virginity.
I'm so bootylicious. I'm so beautiful. I'm so hot and sexy. And I'm still a virgin.
And so we thought that Shooter was definitely going to
get up in there.
Take Aaron's flower.
My dark flower. Okay, just to cut this part short, he didn't show up. He stood me up that night. So I went to Raising Cane's at 1 a.m, and I got Raising Cane's for myself because I waited until like 12:30. The next day, I texted him a long paragraph, which Michaela helped me.
I helped him write a paragraph.
A big paragraph where I basically told him, like, you know what, dude, we're both busy. Like, if you want it, then you want it. You let me know. I don't have time for games. I was down, like, I support that. If you want to be a DL guy and you just want to mess around and stuff, go ahead and do it. Like, I understand that. But do not be playing with people's emotions. I texted him and he said, you know what, let's do it. I'm going to come over. So I had the place my myself again. I got ready again. I freaking got chemical burns because I nared again.
Yeah.
The day after when you're not supposed to. So my pussy was burned. So I remember we got to inside my house and he was like, my heart's beating so fast. And then I like put my hand on his chest and then I was like, oh my God, it is. And then, and then whatever. And then I got him to calm down. Let's just say that, girl. Anyways.
But that's just their first time.
Yeah, so that was just my first time. Then, guys, I'm kind of dumb.
It's a recurring theme.
It's a reoccurring thing. So the second time that happened
was Halloween Eve. Halloween Eve.
This is when we made up.
Yeah, me and Jordan weren't friends, but we became friends that night. And me and Michaela were celebrating Hallows Eve with some festive potions, if you know what I'm talking about. And then
yeah, he had a couple of
potions.
And you know, with anyone who has a couple potions also comes a little source of bravery. And so Aaron and Shooter started texting each other. And Shooter was like, I'm fine, I'm gonna pull up. Then Aaron's like, then pull up. And then I was like, Shooter's all talk and no, what's it called?
Walk.
He's all talk and no walk.
Yeah, exactly.
My Wingstop gets here and Aaron leaves me.
So we ordered Wingstop and I was like, girl, let me go get a little dick before this Wingstop, girl.
And so I'm sitting on my ground.
Before the real ranch.
I'm sitting on my ground,
and
spellbound by a couple potions, and my best friend.
So I got to the car, and he drives like 30 seconds, and we park very close to Michaela's house, very, very close. He just whips it out. I start going to town, and he completes within like 5 seconds. It was quick, like legit 5 seconds, and he was done.
He's still spellbound. And so Aaron decides that he would maybe tease Shooter a little bit. But what does Aaron do to tease Shooter?
I called him the F slur, which I am one, so I can say it. He got super pissed, and he was like, what the heck did you call me? And
Okay, let me defend Aaron before any slanders come. Shooter called Aaron one first, and then Aaron said, who are you talking to, F word? And then he was like, what did you say? And he chokes Aaron out.
So he started choking me, and then he started choking me, and then he smashed my head against his car window. Guys, this whole time I'm loving it. But anyways, I ended up getting kicked out of the car. Like, he literally opened the door and he pushed me out.
You would think, oh, that's it, right? So did sweet little Michaela. I was like, that must be it, right? He almost beat Aaron up. But no, 3's a charm.
He told me to dress up like a hype beast, so I did. And
Not the robot.
So he wanted me in all designer, so I did. He picked me up. We drove literally across the street to a little plaza, and then he drove to a little neighborhood, like literally right behind where I live. And then that's where we did it. And this time he lasted, I kid you not, 3 seconds. But this time it was a lot of completion.
And let's just say, a couple of days later.
Yeah, you guys want to be safe, okay? I want to advocate for safe sex.
We advocate for that on Homo Hetero.
Because for my birthday, I was sick and I was at urgent care because I got a really, really bad throat infection. Like, there was my tonsils were super swollen. My throat was almost closed all the way. I had white stuff all over my throat. I had a fever, I had body ache, I had headache, I had everything. I had shakes, I had night terrors, whatever. I don't even know what the hell. I had night sweats, I had
nightmares.
I had everything, baby.
So in conclusion, just remember that there are 7 billion people out there in the world. And if you think the love of your life is from the 626, chances are he's not.
Our fans are not trash. We love you all, okay?
Our fans.
You're part of the 626.
Do you guys want a name?
You're the 626 gold.
66 men are just something else. So tread
and
lightly.
Don't let people treat you bad. And you know what? Look at the red flag. Don't ignore the red flags.
Guys, notice in all of our stories how there was a red flag before every single hookup.
Yep.
And notice how me and Aaron continuously ignore every red flag. Learn from us, please. And be safe.
And safe sex, please. Wrap it up if it's going inside, and if you're gonna sucky, check it with a light. Even if you pull out that phone, girl, put the flashlight on.
Look for clues. Well, that's it for this episode of Homo Hetero.
Yes, but I'm really excited to announce that next episode we will be having a guest star.
Woo! one of our best friends, Alex, will be joining us for our next episode. Episode 3 is titled Threesome, where we are going to tell you some of our interesting experiences being asked to be a part of threesomes and give you our fantasy threesomes. Clap. Thank you. Okay, enough. Okay, bye, heteros.
Bye, homos.
Ew. Stop.
You didn't even try.
Stop, because it's cringy.